Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you're having a great Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. And really, this is the first deal that I want to make sure that you guys see, because today I'm going to be doing a review of this week's Bullseye trades, and it was a huge winner. And I've been doing so well this year. Lots of people have been doing really well with Bullseye trades from Jeff Bishop. And get this, I've managed to get a 75% discount on an already super cheap product for you. So I'll leave a link in the description. Go and check it out. But normally Bullseye trades is $97 for a quarter, so every 3 months. And I've managed to get Jeff to agree to give it to you guys for $99 a year, which is absolutely ridiculously phenomenal. Best value service I've ever seen. This thing is one trade a week, but it usually works out pretty well. It takes a little bit of practice and care, like anything in life that is worth doing. But for the next 1 day and 21 hours, so I'm guessing that's end of Cyber Monday, Raging Bulls agreed to sell this to you guys, and really just you guys, for $99 a year, which honestly, like, how could you not jump on this after seeing the results that I've been documenting and other people in the Facebook group have been documenting over the last few months. And so if you don't know what Bullseye Trades is, I've written a full article on it. I'll put a link in the description before I start my analysis on this week's Bullseye Trades. So you can go and check out this full article. I've put a track record for the whole of 2022 down here. And I have an interview with Jeff here, which is pretty useful. Talks about his thought process a little bit and things as well. And you can go through and see all the different trades and go and back test them and see what they were like. But this is about as transparent and open and as honest as it can be in this industry. And that's why I can't recommend Bullseye Trades enough to you guys. And so there's this deal which is the best you'll find. You can get the $99 for the whole year. Like I said, one trade a week, which is awesome. Really simple. Monday mornings you can watch for an entry. Sometimes I enter on a Tuesday. Anyway, I'll talk all about that in a minute when I go into more depth about what happened with this week's Bullseye trades. So let's switch over to the dashboard on Raging Bull. So this was this week's trade, CELH. I think it's some energy drink company. Let's see what Jeff had to say about it as we go down the page here. So he made the point that this week was going to be a short week and that it's Thanksgiving. It's going to be choppy and high volatility. It can be a lot of fun for us sticking around though. And his idea was totally right. There was a lot of buying volume came in at the end of the week, and CELH really benefited from it. So one of the most bullish stocks I see right now is CELH. This is my Bullseye idea on the Monday for this week. The 11 AM Eastern thing, I actually didn't have a chance to watch it until after. But after watching it, I knew I wanted to make an entry, so it was very helpful. So if you're new to Bullseye Trade, make sure you go and check out the 11 AM Eastern thing, even if it means watching the recording. And I showed a couple of guys the other day how to find the recording in the dashboard, so if you miss it, you can always go back and look at the archive. It goes up almost instantaneously, and it'll be in your dashboard. So you don't have to rush into an early entry on these trades. You can really wait until you've got a good entry, and that seems to be part of the trick, and it's what Jeff does as well. If you follow his commentary, he doesn't just jump in, he'll scale in slowly and things, and that can really make the difference between a big win or a small win, or even turn a loss into a win. So definitely you learn to be a better trader with Bullseye Trades, which is something I really appreciate. Anyway, this was the thesis. CELH is an earnings winner, and the stock rallied over 25% from the lows from just a couple of weeks ago. It's taking a little breather right now, but I expect it to continue to move up soon. The stock is trading above the 200-day, 13-day, and is sitting right at the 5-day, which are all extremely bullish. I'd like to buy call options in this stock all the way down to 92. We actually got a gift, and it dropped well below 92, which was something I'll show you in a sec. Really, like, Jeff calls it a gift, and it was a gift for the people that know how this thing, or know how Bullseye trades sometimes go. So let me have a look. So this was the details right here, so we can look at these. But let's have a look at the chart and I'll show you what happened. So he was looking two upside targets, 102 and 108, with the stop below 85. And so this, hopefully for people that are new to Bullseye trades, will be kind of some tips and tricks. I'm not the best at trading Bullseye trades. There's a lot of people that did better this week than I did, but I just want to kind of give you my take on how I trade them and how other people have been trading them. So this is 5 days. This is Friday on the right, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Actually, we're missing a day here because of Thanksgiving, so really there was only four trading days. So this is Monday and Tuesday. You know what I mean, I'm totally confused at this point. 11:25. This is Friday. This was Wednesday. This is Tuesday, and then this was Monday. Okay, got it. So this was the day one of the trade, and some people found that the options got down towards the buy price, which was close to 550 on this day. However, the next day there was this horrendous drop, and it dropped really quickly. Within 10 minutes it dropped way down to here. And so I generally hold off on Mondays, like unless something is showing some other reason for me to jump in and chase something, or if there's a really big dip, I'll try and get in on a Monday at a lower cost. But if it doesn't, if it just does this sideways stuff, I'll usually wait till either the end of the day or preferably the next day. And in this case, it really paid off for me. Sometimes I'll miss it though, if it sort of trends a bit and then takes off. But I'd rather miss it than get caught up in something horrendous like this. So what happened to a lot of people is their stop was a little too tight compared to Jeff's. So Jeff has a stop at 85, which is way down here, about here. And so a lot of people freaked out when this started to drop fast, because it was a drop, and I don't blame them. I wasn't in at this point because I was waiting for the next day to kind of stabilize. And some people stopped out here for 10-20% losses, which is a little tight on these things, but honestly the drop was pretty scary. And what happened with this drop was pretty interesting. So it turns out that CELH has a similar ticker or name to a crypto lending company that had just announced bankruptcy, and people were confusing CELH with that company, so they were selling it or shorting it really quickly. There was also rumors of Blackstone shorting it as well, so that caused this panic sell-off. And so what I realized during that point is when I started to see this huge sell-off, I was like, okay, let's see if we can find some support. And I drew this line, and you can kind of see the red line here. Like, if we can kind of hold this 88 level, I'm probably going to be a buyer. And at the same time, what I was doing is researching to see why this might drop so much, because the market wasn't dropping. So it's like, this is kind of a nightmare. And what I found was this idea that this was a drop that probably would correct itself because of the confusion between the crypto lending company going bankrupt and this ticker CELH, and they're not related in any way. So I decided that a position around 88 would be a safe bet here because of the recent support, because of the unjustified sell-off, and the fact that Jeff's stop is only $3 down at 85. So I figured this would represent a really good risk reward. And sure enough, we put in like a little double bottom here. I was in here somewhere, and the thing took off, and I ended up taking profits for 40% up here, thinking I was the coolest thing ever, taking the 40% and thinking I timed everything perfectly. But of course that's never the case, and I always leave a ton on the table. And this thing just took off. It continued up the next day, and then the next day, with the options finishing up at around $11 or $12. Let's go and look at the options contracts to see what actually happened, so you guys can actually see. So we'll look at the December 16th contracts, $100 calls. So let me just go into a broker. So we go to the $100 calls. So these guys. So sending it over to my charts, which is here. Alright, so you can see this was the Monday, and you can see the option pricing was down here, so about $5-6. So people were trying to set limit orders and getting in down in the fives. Then we dropped down. I actually got in around 280, which is around here, so I actually got a really good price, which was awesome. But then check this thing out, it just went all the way up to 1280. And there was people in the Facebook group, like Michelle, a couple other guys that don't say a lot, but they were getting out like up here. Not completely sure of their entry, but I know a few people, after realizing this was a fake out, ended up rebuying back in here somewhere and then riding the wave up. So overall, really, really good week. Let's take a look at what other people were saying about this. So this is not just my opinion, but actually, like, you get to see what other people are doing and saying. So let's have a quick look. There's usually comments. Another tip here is to look at these comments down the bottom. And so this guy, thanks Jeff, I'm new here, this was my first trade, got out early at 50%. Runner out at 1250 for 180%. The highest I saw was 285% from Michelle and Sidekick Traders. That's the highest I've seen. Jeff, wow, yeah, she made this big. The Bullseye service is fantastic. The best, thanks so much. This guy loves it. I think I see him commenting every week. 505 to $8. Average cost of 435. Sold early at 100%. 40% on Monday calls. 100% on the ones yesterday. So this is not just me. There's literally hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of people. I think thousands. And often, you know, they'll be talking about. This is serious confusing Celsius for the crypto firm. I want to add even more because the smart money comes back in. And he was absolutely right here. This is Jeff. The smart money did come back in, and it came back in hard. And this correction, people were like, okay, smart money was buying this dip after realizing retail's mistakes and really drove this thing up higher. So another fantastic week on Bullseye Trades. Can't recommend this service enough. It's $100 for a year. This will expire. There's no way Raging Bull let me keep this up for more than another 1 day and 21 hours. Surprised they're letting me do it for that long. I had to really kind of, not bully them, but I really had to pressure them to give it to you guys for this price because it's 75% off. And honestly, even at the current price, which is $97 a quarter, they're still losing a ton of money on this service. It's their front-end service though. It's an absolutely brilliant front-end service, and I think a lot of people will be really happy trading Bullseye Trades. So go and grab this Black Friday Cyber Monday deal before it expires so you don't pay 4 times as much. And hopefully you guys make some money from the service. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.